It was April 16th, my wife's birthday. We were sitting at our favorite local coffee shop. Nothing fancy, not the most exotic spot in town, but real. The kind of place you come back to again and again. Outside, the wind was blowing hard, some 45 kilometers an hour. But inside, it felt calm and grounded. That's the thing about trust. It's not always flashy, but it holds you steady, even when things outside are moving fast. Out of nowhere, she looked at me and asked, "Who do you usually take advice from?" I paused for a second, took a sip of coffee, and said, "Honestly, I take advice from people who may not be the smartest in the room, but they are the most real." She raised an eyebrow. "Not the smartest one?" "No," I said. "Because sometimes the smartest folks are not the most helpful. See, people who are really intelligent, they are always moving, solving, planning, optimizing. Their calendars are packed, their minds are racing. Even when they are sitting right in front of you, part of their brain is already three steps ahead. Their advice might sound clever, maybe even brilliant, but it is often layered, filtered, and careful. They say what sounds right, not always what feels right. And sometimes, deep down, they are still looking out for themselves. But then, there is another kind of a person, the one who tells you what you need to hear, not just what sounds impressive. They are not trying to win points or look smart, they just care. Their words are simple, but they land deep because they come from the place of honesty. That is the kind of advice I trust because it is not trying to impress me, it is trying to support me. And the same thing is true for organizations, especially during change. Change is never just about a new system, a fresh strategy, or a smarter goal. It is about people. And people do not resist change because they are slow or unwilling. They resist change because they do not feel safe. They do not trust the people driving the change. You can bring in all the data, all the consultants, and the most perfect looking roadmap. But if your team does not believe in the intentions behind it, they will quietly hold back. They might smile, but they will not engage. They will show up, but not fully commit. That is because culture always beats strategy, and trust is what shapes culture. Want your team to adopt to change? Start by building a culture where people feel seen, heard, and respected, where communication is clear, not clever, where leaders are consistent and not just charismatic. Because when things shift, and they do always, people do not cling to plans, they cling to people they trust. And this is not just true in companies, it is just as true on global stage. When countries decide to whom to trade with, whom to partner with, or whom to listen to, it is not always about size or wealth, it is about trust. Some nations are respected because of their long standing consistency, quiet strength, and fair diplomacy. Countries like Japan, Norway, Finland are admired how they act, not just what they say. Then there are others who have earned trust through shared experience and cultural connection, like India, Brazil, South Africa. They may not be at the top of every global ranking, but they are seen as reliable, respectful, and real, especially by developing nations. They show up, they listen to, they build partnerships that feel mutual, not one sided. Because at the end of the day, whether you are leading a nation, a company, or a small team, it is not about being the smartest person in the room. It is about being the most trustworthy person in the room. Because in times of uncertainty and change, people do not follow the loudest voice, they follow the most honest one.